Welcome to Western Door Paranormal Studies. My name is Tony Burtis, your host. And this is the Cheektowaga Cemetery system. Now, the Cheektowaga Cemetery system is a vast array of smaller cemeteries, countless smaller cemeteries, kind of aligned in one massive cemetery system. They're too numerous to even name. There's got to be at least 10 or 15 different small cemeteries in this whole cemetery, which seems to culminate in Mount Calvary Cemetery. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to do some videography and take some pictures and things like that, just to kind of catch the cemetery in its essence and its beauty, the old stones, the new stones, and so on. And maybe, if we're lucky, possibly we can get some evidence of paranormal activity, which I'm sure at some point actually exists amongst all these cemeteries. Now, I've been there many, many times in the past. I actually lived in Cheektowaga for a long time, so I've covered a lot of this cemetery with photos, but I rarely ever had a chance to do it with video footage, and that is what we're going to try and accomplish today. I've captured many photos of orbs and such in this entire system. I'm going to see if I can get more of those. What we're really going to do here is see if we get some voices and possibly some phantoms on video. Let's see if we can do it. Communicate. I'm open. For the purpose of this exercise, I have activated my ghost meter. I will have it on and with me, just my voice recorder is being randomly placed on a few stones to see if I can pick up any voices as far as the voice recorder goes. As far as the ghost meter is concerned, it will be with me as I'm filming all the motion parts every step of the way. If it goes off, you will hear it, hopefully see it, and if it keeps going off, hopefully I can catch it. I am in the Holy Rest Cemetery. Now, right in front of me is a school. Now, the school, which I will keep secret, has been known to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. What I'm wondering is that paranormal activity linked to this particular cemetery. Indeed, how far does this cemetery go back? Where does the cemetery end and where does the school begin? There are some say that it's haunted by the apparition of a janitor. Some say a little girl ghost has been seen. Are one or the two linked to this particular part of the cemetery system? This is the result of the relocation of a couple of cemeteries. Bethel Cemetery. Basically from the old Bethel Cemetery, looks like Kenmore and Stannis Street Cemetery. Looks like they were all brought here and interred in one gigantic mass grave. As I get back here, the moods and the feelings change drastically. I have no problem telling you that I have goose flesh back here. This is an area where I really feel my entire body is lighting up. This is a dedicated cairn. A labor of love, so to speak. Somebody decided to put their own mausoleum, so to speak, over a loved one's grave. Please, if there's spirits here, you're affecting me, can you at least say something? I'm amazed, beyond amazed, I'm not getting any EMF. I've been back here many times, and every time, the reaction to me physically is the same. You know, I have been back here in this section of the cemetery countless times. Somewhere back here, I'm still looking for it. In fact, you know what? I think I found it. Is a stone where buried beneath the stone there are actually bars of soap made from Jews from the concentration camp. And that cairn back there, you know, I've been back here thousands and thousands of times, and as I speak to you right now, the mood changes when you get back here. I have goose flesh all over my body. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't, you know, I respect things, but I really don't fear it. But this is one area even I don't like to be. So I'm just gonna go up to this monument that has the bars of soap because it has historical significance. I'm actually amazed that the EMF isn't going up, because as I speak right now, the hair, I have goose flesh. So I feel that this area here, regardless, is definitely haunted based on feelings all alone. Now let's go over here and document this stone that's got these bars of soap so I can actually get the hell out of here, because I'm not going to run, I'm going to stay. But I have to move on to go buy my gear no matter what. But, you know, I just don't like it here. And I do a lot of paranormal work. So let's go check out this stone. This is the one. Underneath this monument is not a body, but bars of soap made from the bodies of victims of the Holocaust. Is there anyone here, I'm sure, pretty pissed off that you were turned into a bar of soap? Give me a sign, please. I know you can't be happy. Here lie buried cakes of soap made from the flesh and blood of our brethren, whom the barbaric Nazis inhumanly tortured to death in the years 1939 to 1945. Bit about the incident that took place in what I like to call the dark area. The dark area is an area where the bars of soap are buried that were made from the remains of the Jews in the concentration camp. It's also in the area where that cairn was built over that destroyed stone, that strange labor of love. Now, I've been in the Cheektowaga Cemetery system for a long time. I had lived in Cheektowaga for a long time, so I spent a lot of time in that particular group of cemeteries. Now, I've always went back there, and it's always felt vastly different from any other area of the cemetery, to include the burnt out Jewish temple. Now, I'd go back there sometimes, and it would be the only area where there would be a lot of biting flies or other insects or other vermin. area just seems to have its own character, its own presence, and I can't help but think that there are spirits there that are justifiably angry at the situation and how they were treated and where their remains are and how they're being dealt with. Now, strangely, I didn't get any evidence of any paranormal activity there other than the feelings I got. Now, when you're doing an investigation, the feelings you get are very, very important. They can be better than any kind of gauge because it triggers your flight or fight response. Now, let me talk about that for a minute. What flight or fight response means is you get a feeling that you want to stand your ground and fight, or you get a feeling of self-preservation and you want to leave and run. Obviously, I stayed to finish the shoot, and any other time I was there, I actually stayed until the one year when the biting flies got so bad we had no choice but to leave. By no means does it mean that I ran out of the area. I definitely finished what I was supposed to be doing at the time. And I do plan on going back and concentrating solely on that particular area. See if I can once and for all get some communication and possibly put a few souls at rest. But the dark area in that cemetery system is one of the most angry feeling areas of the entire system. And the system is made up of a lot of different cemeteries. There's a lot of old stones there, a lot of wrecked stones, but that one particular area, if you come across it, does have, dare I say, a life of its own. That stands for electronic voice phenomena. What it means is, it's when you catch a disembodied voice on a recording device, usually a handheld voice recorder. Now, I did a lot of that in this cemetery system, and I got one E.V.P. that actually stood out. This E.V.P. is a male voice that says, "Hey man, here," and it's really clear. It's what we call a Class A E.V.P. Check it out. System, it really didn't disappoint. I didn't get as many E.V.Ps as I expected I would. I didn't get any ghosts or phantoms on video, and I really didn't take many pictures. That'll be something for another day. I covered most of the cemetery system. Again, there's countless small cemeteries. I tried to categorize as many as I possibly could. I had a few instances. I had the E.V.P. and of course, in what I call the dark area cemetery in the back, I had that, wasn't really a confrontation with a spirit or spirits per se, but I felt something was terribly amiss. There was a lot of anger in that area, and like I said earlier, I do plan on going back there and doing a hunt in that one area. Now, there's a lot of history in all of these cemeteries, a lot of great stones, a lot of great statues, buildings, and monuments. I do recommend that you have to put a day aside to see the entire cemetery. There's no question about it. It's almost every bit as big as a place like Forest Lawn. It's a great place to take a nice long walk and get some exercise. And if you're lucky or unlucky, depends how you want to look at it, it's also a good place to possibly encounter some spirits.